What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 47, picking up from the Outer Wall Phantom Tree. So, at this point, we are all but wrapped up with the Altus Plateau. With that in mind, you are going to have your top sections here, and then a top section over here with, a few ruins and little items along the way. Now, this could have actually been reached from the Altus Plateau, only from this road to, my memory. However, if you went from Dominula up the main path, there's a lot of ballistas. It's a castle gate, so they're going to have some kind of defenses, and they're just going to shred you apart. So for me, it's going to be much easier, make much more sense if we start from the castle outskirts, work the main path, come out the gate, and then we'll be able to come behind the ballistas and start knocking all this stuff out. Essentially, just doing a big circle, ensure we don't miss any items. So the first thing we're going to be doing is switching it to daytime, so we can make sure we can see a bit. Then we're going to start putting some markers on our maps, which I haven't done much in the walkthrough, because usually you're just kind of close by stuff. But moving forward, we're going to be using markers a lot more. Things get a bit more confusing as far as navigation. So from Outer Wall Phantom Tree, you're going to see the main road, and you're going to notice it kind of branches off. So where it branches off over here to the right, we're going to put a marker that's going to lead you on over to a camp. Aside from that, this is just going to dead end at a church. If you guys want to put, number 2 marker there, it's not going to hurt. Then from the church, what we're going to be doing is head back, but this time we will branch off to the right-hand side, and we're going to go down to this lake to knock out this tunnel. So we'll leave them up for a second, but that is going to be the plan. So, like I said, what we want to do first is really knock out this whole lower section, then we'll move on from there. Now, as soon as you get to this camp, you will have soldiers. The thing about it is we're not going to be fighting them. As soon as we get close enough, there's going to be an ultra-rare tree spirit that just comes and wipes everybody out. And then with that, that's who we're going to be facing. We've all fought this guy enough. He's not the fight he used to be. He's got 1 or 2 attacks that are damn near impossible to get away from. I knew he was going to do it. Wow, I actually escaped it for once. But really, guys, at this point, he's just like a basic enemy now, right? With our current level, he's just a very elite enemy, but he's not like a boss or anything too crazy anymore. Jump heavies, charge heavies, put him down. As always, you're going to get your gold seed from that. Whatever these assholes dropped. Then you're going to see a carriage rather. Now right over here, this is widely considered to be one of the best strength weapons in the game. It might even have the highest AR of every weapon in the game. Now this is Giant Crusher. It's a phenomenal, great hammer. This is to be wielded with 2 hands, unless you're a madman. You would try to wield it with 1. You're looking at a 60 strength requirement. So pure strength, boys, for this one. Now, I can't remember if it's somber or regular. I remember I was surprised about what it was, but the fact of the matter is it comes with endurance. If it's somber, that's, going to give you poise. It's like the first Astral Warrior God, so kind of a letdown. But it has a really unique moveset. You're only going to need 45 strength to wield this if you, you're two-handing. But I do like it because it's unique. So when you're using the heavy attacks, and this is very much the same weapon that Great Horn Tragoth was using, that guy that we summoned for Magna War Makar. But what I like about it is it's going to use the hammer's weight and flip you over for a hit, and then it just has a big follow-up there. So pretty cool, very unique. But it has over 1,000 AR fully upgraded with in-game stats, which is crazy. The best weapons in the game have about 800, but you've got to take into consideration the just raw size of that damn thing, right? So now that we have that, it's just another choice for strength. You guys got quite a few choices, quite a few options, and that, that's another one if you happen to like it. I think it's a little bit too big for my liking, but, here's what it is. To each his own, right? So getting back on the main path, don't worry about that little structure right there. We're actually going to get that on the way down and use that as a marker. Now heading to this church, you got to remember the capital was built around the Erd Tree, so there's going to be a lot of Erd Tree guardians. I mean, they're literal cannon fodder at this point, but if you guys want the spear, they will. It does have a very unique moveset. Good place to try to farm these guys out. Alright, so getting into the minor Erd Tree church, we're going to have our crypt book. Grab your grace. Now right back here is what is technically the best seal in the game for faith builds, but it's not just for faith builds, it's a thing. This is Faith Int. This is the Golden Order seal. Absolutely phenomenal build. The Golden Order is a very obscure build. It's pretty much a paladin. Best way to do it is get a basic weapon you like, something like the Flame Burst, just a solid greatsword, a shield, and then you're going to use the Golden Order incantations. Issue with this is it's obscure. It's going to take a lot of, it's just an obscure build altogether, but it's going to take a lot of knowledge about the game to properly put this together. But you're also trying to bring up 3 stats, so it's best for New Game Plus. It is possible to do a New Game. I would probably go strength to 60 and then bring faith in as high as you can get them both evenly. So if you went like 25 faith in, and then you went 60 strength, so your weapon is going to get scaling, then you'll also have access to most of the incantations for Golden Order. However, the really good ones, they have a pretty hefty requirement, right? You're going to get them towards the end of the game. Golden Order build is absolutely phenomenal. It's just, are you going to get the levels to pull it off? You know what I mean? So, like I said, if you went 25 and 60 strength, you get your physical, and you'd be able to use most of them. You get the holy buffs, you get a few ranged options. You'd probably be able to use most of them. But it does take quite a bit of knowledge about the game to put it together properly. Now, since it scales in both, it's technically the best seal, just not many people will be able to use this. So you're looking at 17 in faith, DD unupgraded. So as this is upgraded, it's going to, really get boosted. And as far as Golden Order incantations, we only have one, and all it does is cleanse Deathblight. But that just shows how obscure this build is, but also shows how great it is, because Deathblight's the worst status in the game, and there's actually an incantation which can fucking cleanse it. But that's the only one we have. The other ones are going to be tied to D. So, with D's quest done, he's dead. We did turn in his Bell Bearing, so you guys can go on back and pick up a few of the Golden Order incantations there. And then we're going to get some from Corn's quest too, though. Alright, don't be a dick, bro. So with Corn's quest and Gold Mask, that is going to lead to more Golden Order incantations. Those are the best ones. That's the other thing, though. If you're not doing all the content, if you're not doing all the quest lines and figuring it out, you're never going to find them, We did pick up Gold Mask's mask right here. We're a faith build. Why not? We could be weird dudes. Let's be weird, y'all. Either way, guys. So now that we have that done, that was your camp. I wish the camps were on the map so you know that you had them completed, but regardless. Then we also did the Minor Urgery Church. Like I said, we're just going to leave out of here, and we're going to stick to the right, and that's going to wrap us down into this lake. So we already have a marker for your tunnel. Before you get to the tunnel, there is one item to grab, and it's definitely worth a mention. There is actually a build you can put together with the Ash of War we're going to pick up, where it just has immense amount of survivability to it. It's an Ash of War that gets you back 30% of your health and does a big hit with holy damage. So if you go on down, just circle around to the right. This is a invisible scarab, but it's really easy to get because you're going to sit right here. Did you already pass by? Where's... Oh, I missed him. It's alright. Usually he's like way far away. You know what we'll do? We'll just run to the other side. But what I like about this spot, he's trapped. There's nowhere else for him to go. We're going to start heading back. We'll use our Ash of War and trap him. And there you go. Ash of War, Prayerful Strike. Now, aside from that, that's the Spirit Spring that puts you back up. But we don't, obviously need to take this. We're doing the tunnel. And then the other side will be your tunnel. Now, if you guys want to pick up, like, crafting resources, they're all over the place over there, but that's it. So, Prayerful Strike, when the game first came out, you had newer players to the genre. They were seeking out this Ash of War. Like I said, it does a lot of damage, then it continuously gives you 30% of your health back. So if you guys are trying to put together a high survivability build like that, it's always going to be Faith. Faith is going to have the highest survivability of any build. But what you would do is just get a basic weapon that you could apply Ash of War to. You put on Prayerful Strike. So 30% of your health every time you get that off. Then you use the setup we talked about last episode. You rock the Icon Shield. That's continuous healing, which is not that much, but it's continuous healing. So you're always being healed. And then you're going to couple that with Blessed Dew Talisman. because this has the same effect, slowly restores health. So that's going to stack with your shield. Then your Ash of War is going to come and give you all your health back. So super cool. Offers a lot of survivability to it. Oh, we're in heavy. I thought we could pull it off. We can't. Oh well, I guess we can't be weird. I think we only have 2 more upgrades to our flask. Alright, and to that note too, with the recommended walkthrough build, we have a high survivability build, but we have a lot of faith. We're going to have a lot of spells. We have a lot of range. We'll have a lot of pyromancies, which is what we're going to be going with. Our weapon does fire, but our weapon heals us every time we kill an enemy, and it also gives us 30% of our health back with the Ash of War. So what's better about that is with our current build, we're getting the same effects, but we have a way more damaging weapon. Then we have the stats to rock a shield, which can repel spells and do a lot of damage. So we're just covering all bases. We have range. We have physical. We have fucking healing, we got fire, we got spells, we can shoot spells back and do a bunch of holy damage. So our build's high survivability too. It's just different, it's just better, We'll put on our lantern. Might be overkill here, but it gets kind of dark sometimes. So for the most part, you're just dealing with miners, beastmen, and I think you have 1 abductor version. If you were to go to the right hand side, that will progress you. What we're going to do first is just go up top, grab your golden room 5, then we're going to drop to the left hand side. All that's really over here is just crafting and smithing stones, but we don't want them. Smithing 5. Okay, tough guy. Take him. Now you're just getting like diamond crystals. Despite whatever they drop, they might drop some stuff for you. So we got Mr. Beaston. Take him. Last episode, we guys got you your next somber bell bearing, so now you have infinite somber 1 through 4s you can buy from the Twin Maiden Husk. But now you have one for your regulars too. So smithing bell bearing 2, so now you can buy infinite 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s. So to that end, you all have probably 1 weapon pretty upgraded. You only have the materials to do like 1 more. So if you did 1 main weapon and you want to stick with it, you could bring up a seal or a shield. But keep that in mind, if you're trying to test out different things, you still aren't really set up the best for it. That's not even enough for 2. Not even enough for 2. Nope. That's enough for 3. That's enough for 3. That's enough for 2. That's enough for 1. So you have 1 more chance to get 1 weapon up to plus 21. Now, late in the game, you'll be able to bring up as many weapons as you want and play around with different things when you have all your bell bearings. But here we are, almost 50 hours in, and we're still so limited to what we could actually do. That's what I said, I gave you guys that warning a million times, and it's just because, if someone missed the episode, I want to make sure they knew, and that's something you could really regret doing, you know what I mean? I did it myself, that's how I know. So, another illusionary wall. I get off base sometimes, but there's just so much to talk about, so much to know, I don't want to miss the opportunity. Alright, so going forward, guys, the path straight is going to progress you, but there's going to be stuff under us and then over here to the right. So there should be a beastman always comes behind us. Wait for him. Yep. Now if they drop down, we're going to have to deal with them and an abductor version. So I'd rather get rid of, the riffraff. There's also going to be 1 all the way down here too. Take him, stone sword. So once we got that, we're going to start, progressing, but we're not, oh, that worked too. Well, I was going to go all the way down. That's how we progressed. We're not really that worried about it. We had to come down here anyways. But either way, now they forced us into it. You're going to sit back by the statue over there and hold up your shield. Let him break it. You get caught, that's okay. You get cornered, we'll get out of it. As long as he broke that statue, that's all we give a shit about. Fortunately, since we fell, I wasn't able to really talk to you guys about what the plan was. But we were going to grab those items dropped, and that's the statue right over there. Now, the best way to do it is what I showed you. You go right over here, put your back to it, hold up your shield, let them come in, and then after that, we got to kill this guy. Someone's being a dick. Look how much health we get back. See what I'm saying? Our weapon does that shit too. Alright. Rune Arc. So in the statue, it's going to be 3 6s, which puts us up over 30 again. There'll be a few weapons you can get through that tier. And we're going to go all the way down. Pick up your smithing right here. It's a somber 5. Now we'll go up the ladder and progress on out. So those items that we missed because we fell like a big old dum-dum, it won't matter. We'll be able to get them. Ooh, looks like a beastman fell too. Well, see you, buddy. If you want to follow us, we'll kill you. If not, we're not worried about you. Alright, so same thing. We're going to get back on this route again. This time we're just going all the way down. Just be careful so you have to go through this 1,000 times like me. Ooh, that was dumb. Yep. We have so much to do this episode. I'm trying my best to get through it, dude. I really am. But, yeah, dumb shit keeps happening. And we got, like, their full set now. You know, that armor is not bad if you put on, like, super nice greaves like we have, the Banished Knights, and gauntlets and helms. It doesn't look that bad. It's not the flashiest thing. It's kind of tattered, but it will save you on some weight. I was going to do this earlier, but we never got it to drop. Where is it? Should be up here somewhere. I thought I was just looking at it. No, where are you? I don't mind. Right here. So it doesn't look the best, but it don't look the worst with the right leggings and stuff. I don't mind it, because that saves us on weight. We got nice gauntlets, nice greaves. I think there's a few versions of it. I don't have the version I was thinking. Either way. Until we get our nice armor, it's not going to hurt to save some weight. So I was lost my first playthrough. I'm like, okay, let me try to crouch. That looks like it's blocked off. But the fact of the matter is, all you got to do is go up top. It's not, you know, really blocked. So when you drop down, you're going to get exploded. So just run away if you can. Oh, yeah, we're locked in. Nothing we can do. These guys do drop rune fragments, which we are going to need for next episode. They craft rainbow stones. Rainbow stones are going to allow us to navigate a maze-like catacomb. So I would try to get as many of these as you can while you're here. So large glintstone scrap. Then all the way back over here, there's going to be more explodey boys. You could trigger them, make them explode, roll through, or you can smack them twice and kill them before they get you. But honestly, you can just easily run up and grab your shit and get out. Now, this one's not going to lose much resource. Alright, so what you got him, we're going to get another illusionary wall. This is going to be another drop, but there are a few items. As long as you don't miss your stuff. Really, all there is a smithing stone. And then on the bottom, we'll have a room 9 to pick up. 3,800 souls, so not bad. Now, if you miss this drop, you can run through it again if you want. I'm not gonna if I miss it, because all it was a smithing 5. It'll take forever to do. There's a rune 9. Get a rune fragments. So rune fragments, all you need for the rainbow stones, by the way. There is no other crafting ingredient needed. And you can also use it to judge your falls if we did not bring that up. Alright, I thought there was something over here. There's not. This next boss is absolute fucking pushover. The Onyx Lord, very similar to the Alabaster Lord. He's got like a upgraded version of the Lord named Gravitas, right? Every time you find these, they're all like versions of Gravitas. Have, I forget what this one's called, but the Onyx Ashpore, which still shoves the sword into the ground, but now he's shooting meteorites at you. And then the Alabaster sword did that too, but it's something different. And then Gravitas just simply pulls the enemies in. So with that, you're going to get his weapon. Strength Intelligence, super nice. Same moveset as your Bloodhound's Fang, just, with his Ashpore. Now that Ashpore there is pretty powerful though. Gravitas, Alabaster Lords, Ashpore, I'm not really a big fan of those. Probably my least favorite in the game of everything. But that one's pretty cool. So if you're doing a Strength Intelligence build, not a bad weapon at all, man. It's big, but it's not super big. You know what I mean? It's not too much. Alright, so if you have not taken out Rykard, you will not be able to open this door or access this area. Now, we showed you guys a way to take out Rykard, close out all the quest lines here aside for Bernal. That way, this invasion would not disappear, and you don't have to wait till after Mountaintops of the Giants to do this. So since Rykard is taken out, we'll be able to access the Divine Tower of West Altus and get your second Great Ring. Now, you got one from Bernala, but Bernala's doesn't get activated. You just use the respective character works differently. We also got Radons, which we did not activate. We did not activate Radons because we talked about how lower Caelid's level 60 recommended, and upper Caelid's like level 110, 120, really high level. So his happens to be in a dungeon. It's very difficult, or at least it was at that point. This dungeon we'll be doing like 2 episodes from now, so we'll activate his then. But yeah, I mean, you know, the time we got it, we weren't ready. You know what I mean? So we'll be going back and getting that done. Not to worry. But this one does the same thing as our main weapon. So if you like the weapon we're using, you like the recommended build, but you're just doing something else, you'll still have access to getting health back every time you kill enemies with this Great Rune, at least until you get killed. Remember, when you die, you lose that Great Rune's effect, right? Which is why we haven't really used them. I'll use Great Runes. I find myself using them a lot in Shadow of the Erd Tree or towards the end game here and there. But early on, I just don't really feel like there's a need for them. They usually give you extra health, extra stats, extra benefits at some time, but you typically don't need these benefits until late in the game. Alright, now that we have that done, all we're going to be doing, we can put markers if we want, but it's really not that complicated. We're going to go up. There's going to be like a fight for the gargoyle right here. There's nothing really going on besides some smoldering butterflies over here. And over here is like row of fruit. So everything, all this stuff, we don't need to worry about. We're going to stick straight, fight a gargoyle, going up over here, get a scarab, some loose loot, some golden seeds around a tree right here. Then we'll just be kind of shooting up the main road, jumping to the left here, jumping to the right. So you can put markers, but I really don't think you need it. Like I said, it's just a straight line, from this point at least. As I mentioned, we will start using markers a lot more, just don't really think we need them just yet. Because these areas do get much more confusing navigation-wise. So you fought our gargoyle before, it was a double gargoyle boss fight. That's the only time you fought these guys. So if you got past that, this is half as hard. This is one of them. It's really just about learning your time. All that big shit, I'm not even worried about it. Because you can tuck right in front of their base, kind of, so you get hit sometimes, but sometimes you'll be surprised. Like, you're in their face, they're doing all this crazy shit, and they just can't see it. Make sure you time those rolls right. Ooh, I don't think I have my shield out. Bro, how are you not fucking staggered? Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, buddy. You're so useful. So, Gargoyle's Great Axe. It's not what you think. It's called a Great Axe because it's really heavy, but it's more of a just one-handed weapon. Now, from here, what I'll typically do to make things a little bit easier is go ahead and craft a fire pot. I'm going to go put that on right here. There's what we've been calling a jumper. Those are those scarabs when you get too close, they jump away, then you gotta try to fucking find them. Very annoying to deal with. However, there's one right here that does get, one-shotted just by a fire pot. So if you take it right, you're just going straight up here. This looks like a main gate when you see it, but if you notice, there's like a huge body of water. So, not the entrance to the capital. But on the way up, on the left-hand side, you're going to see your jumper. So if you try to go to the right, then go around this ledge to get up to him, he's going to disappear. So what I'll do is I'll try to jump up about right here. Use that little ledge to your advantage, then he won't go anywhere. Because if you notice, you can't go this way. The jump's too high. You can't, you just can't get to it. Now, as soon as you get up, you need to get up for it immediately. Don't get too close to it. About right here. Oh, you fucking bitch. Yep. He jumped. So I call him jumper. You want to get borderline, but you don't want to get too close, So if that happens, to make things easier, which you could do, we'll craft another. Let's close on out. We're going to load back in. and he will appear where he started. I mean, all in all, you do have to be cautious about getting too close, and you got to be cautious that your firebomb will reach, but the range on them aren't that bad. And this is a super, super good utility Astro Board. Would not want to miss it. So, like I said, it'll one-shot him. So this is similar to like your spell parry for mage builds. This is more for faith. So what this does is it extends the reach of your parry. So you can parry things from like 8 foot away without getting too close. Probably more realistically like 4 or 5 feet. But it also gives you more friendly parry timing. So like I said, even though, you know, with our build we recommended this as like your main shield, we're going to be using medium shields too, and that will help out exponentially. So we're going to go ahead and throw that on first chance we get. Now from here, because we do got to save the time, we have so much shit to do, and we're already we're already 25 minutes in. It's going to be rough to get all this in. Fight the guys if you guys want. You guys aren't unlimited time, right? So if you guys want to fight these little dudes, go for it. Now what we're going to be doing from here, when you head on down, you're going to see your golden tree. We're going to go straight behind it. You're going to see 2 cliff edges here. So you can take the bottom one, but all I'll typically do is go up top, then just drop down. There's a few items down there, a few loose loots. And up here, there is really just 2 things worth your time. A room 10, and then we can kill a harpy for a room 9. Aside from that, I mean, there's just a couple bats, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. So, take her down first time only. She drops to room 9, as you guys remember. And your room 10 is right here. I mean, if they're bothering you, take them. If not, you know, we're good. So from here, you should just be able to go to this ledge and drop down. Right here. Just make sure you take the lowest drop. Don't want to get killed. That'd be embarrassing. We go to room 4. It's kind of like your graveyards. Set up a little bit different, but same thing. Rainbow stone. Then we're going to take this straight on down. It's going to put you right back on the main path. Now, as soon as you get down here, we're going to have to fight Margit again. So it's not a boss fight. In fact, you haven't fought the real Margit. The real Margit is actually very formidable lore-wise, one of the most formidable enemies in the game. But he's lording over the capital. He's running the capital. You know, he's running shit now. But he can send spectral versions of himself. He fought one at the start, another one is here. So as you go straight down the path over here, you're going to see a commoner, which is right here, but he's going to turn into Margit. Now, if you find this encounter and you're able to take this guy out, you will get a talisman. So 2 parries, 3 guard counters. He still got, even though he's just like a basic dude now, isn't it crazy that he still has a face too? Yeah, his damage is still there. So does his health. Alright, so Viridian Ember Medallion +2. Now this next part's, I'm sorry, +1. It's the second version, but it's actually +1. This part over here, we're just going to shoot straight over here to the right hand side. So uphill, you're going to see a little troll. But more importantly, this is what we're after. Room 12 this time. Last time we got a guy with a chest, you got room 10. But since you're past Altus now in the capital, it's going to be worth more. And later areas like Mountaintops of the Giants, Consecrated Snowfields, when you see those little commoners holding that shit, what's going to happen is you're going to get like Newman's really big, like 12,500 pop. So either way, once you've taken him out, you'll see some stairs over here that leads up. This is a little cliff. We're not going past this point. We're about to shoot out this door. Should be a side of grace like right here. We'll grab. So we're just going to kind of, you know, scatter through, get our side of grace. We'll run over here very briefly, grab some items. Then, you know, we're going to shoot out from there. But everything uphill. This is all next episode stuff. You know, we're going to finish clearing everything up to the capital gates before we jump down and finish up, you know, Upper Kaled and Moonlight Altar as we were saving this. And like I said, as soon as you get to the castle gate, you want to make sure you're 100% done before moving forward. But those areas were just too high level when we were at those. So I think this is kind of a perfect time to go back, give you a chance to get some levels, get a little bit stronger. But don't worry about that second part of the outskirts because we don't have the time. It takes at least 2.5 hours to get all the way through this, depending on how you're doing it. So you're going to notice there's a little bit of loose loop. And right over here by the castle gates, you're going to see your side of grace. Once we grab that, we're going to shoot to the left very briefly. There's a big-ass troll over here. And then there's an H relief on the ballista. Aside from that, there's really not much. It just leads you back over to where we killed the harpy and you're fucking on bats and stuff. So there's your H relief, there's a troll. And if you go around, you're going to notice there's just, nothing else to worry about. So we're just going to shoot on back. I am going to go ahead and rest. I would like to show you guys our new parry we picked up because golden parry is super good. Probably my favorite parry in the game. Favorite act of war for a a shield. Even with ours is one of them for sure. But golden parry is really good. That might look good with our build too. They did buff it, so it's 93 to physical now, but this would be best. We want a smaller shield. Let's put on that. Golden parry will set it sacred in case you want to bash someone with it. That's what I said. We want to have a few shields upgraded. So we'll have this one, which is somber. Then we'll have a basic one. Now this one isn't the best defensive wise. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But we'll be able to show you guys why it's so great. So getting up to the main path here, like I said, you could have went from Dominula, but there's ballistas trained on you, so we're going to be able to come right behind them. Now we are going to use markers from this point for the most part. So if you were on the main path and you stuck to the right here in this corner is a tower. We're going to go grab you a great bow and an axe of war that's just kind of right here. And then once we have that cleared, we're just going to shoot across and start following this wall down. Now you're going to notice a little drop off where there's a ruins right there. There'll be like a little graveyard right here. I don't really think we need a marker because it's on a path right to this cliff. So when we start going this way, like I said, there's a ruin and we're just going to follow it straight to the side of grace. You're going to notice there's a cliff here. Well, around the back side, there will be a spirit spring right here. Then that throws you up for your church, your hero's grave, but there's also a fight with the ancient dragon right here. So if you guys want to put markers, that's fine, but I'm not going to put any more because I know since we get to this side of grace, we could rest and then I'll tell you guys what the plan is from there. So I just put the 3 up that, we started with. So you can't miss it. As soon as you go out, we're just going to go to the right. Now, there are a few soldiers here. And you're also going to get a lightning axe of war. So this is for dex builds. Lightning is going to scale with dex the best. Typically it's for faith builds. I think that's what it really works best for is dex faith. But in Elden Ring, instead of just making lightning scale with faith, they let it scale with dex, which is pretty cool. If you guys want to take these guys out, I don't even think they're serious enough to get off this fucking horse. You know what I mean? You can't target them. But all in all, they're just, they're not really a threat. Oh, there's just a dead body falling. Look, even the big knight is a shit anymore. Alright, so once you get all the way to this corner where the tower is, I like to just take the battlements up, take these guys out as we go. Now before we go up top, we gotta stick to the outside here. You're gonna see this little platform. Golden arrows are super good, very powerful faith arrows. Usually I clear these guys out, but I thought we could pull it off real quick. Hopefully you guys don't get popped. Yeah, usually I do it on the way down, like fuck it, let's save some time, just grab it, it's right here. Not thinking we'd get smacked through the fucking wall. Go and grab that. There will be a few guys, that kind of come down the ladder. You're going to see a path over here, which also would bring us that item. And other than that, it's just really an overlook, right? So nothing too crazy happening. You had to break the crates, so it made you think something was going on, but it just wasn't. We'll get him on the way down. And here's your great bow. It's actually just a regular great bow. You already have better choices. If you've done all the content and you got the Erd Tree great bow way back at the start, your first hero's great. I mean, that's more strength based, but still, it's a better great bow all day long. But you know, you end up getting this one here. Probably meant more for a strength build, like pure strength or quality, something like that. I've never fucked with bows, but I'm sure with your Ash of War, you can change affinities on them like any other weapon. It would make sense. Alright, so now that we got that cleared, guys, we'll be going for your number 2 marker. Actually, because we already had one up, it looks like it never went anywhere. Yeah, let's get that off. Alright, so it's still your number 2. So you're just going straight on down. That'll be our number 2. We're going for these ruins. Then we're just going to shoot straight up. Now, if you guys want to take out the ballistas, you can. One of them might be able to get to you. You got catapults too. But for most part, I think we're pretty much past it. That was the point of, you know, going this way. I'm not going to start countering. These guys are scary, but you notice it just helps out. And you don't have to get as close either. You just kind of sit back. It's probably the worst guy to carry. It's just too hard to see. But you'll notice it does help you out. So it uses barely any mana. And it just feels good too. It comes out super fast. It's like raw power coming out of your shield. I love it. Alright, so right here, like I said, if you guys want, you can take these guys out. I don't really think there's a need for it. I mean, it's 3 souls. It's so easy to grab. You don't have to get off your horse. And then over here on this hill, there's some crafting. Same thing over here on the left, some crafting. So what we're going to be doing is just going down the main path here. Ooh. One too many blows. See that? Timing on that was shit. We still got it all. Like I said, if you're a newer player, you want to learn how to parry. Golden parries, you know, that's the ticket for you guys. Even if you know how to, I think it just feels so smooth. It is a faith Ash of War, so it goes with the build. It's fun to use. I love it. But it does help out with those more difficult fights, such as, you know, Crucible Knights. Fights that just, you know, I think are easier to parry even if you don't know how to that well. Eventually get to the point where you can put on a regular shield and next thing you know, hey, you're a parry god out of nowhere. We'll deal with everyone else on the way up. So that's your number 2 marker. We can go and get rid of that. So in here, it's one of those instances where you kill this guy, he turns into someone else. So since we are going to rest, we're going to buff up. This guy's a big ass fucking lion this time. God, I didn't expect fucking one shot, but I'll take it. Almost. That's going to give you another larval tier, just as it has every other time we've done this. Anytime they transform to something else, you gotta kill 2 guys back to back. Larval tier, baby. And we're gonna go all the way on down for a somber and just smack Guardian Bro. And that's your somber 5. Alrighty, so now that we got that done, we'll be going for a number 4 marker, which is technically the 3rd one. You should be able to just kind of inch off this cliff. Now, on the way, you're going to get to the right. That's just overlooking everything we've done. So, it's, you know, what we did last episode, the Erd Tree, where we fought the worm vase and all that shit, all the ruins. That's just overlooking, but there's no reason to take that. Going uphill will be a graveyard for some rooms, though. So, we'll go pick these up. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there is one thing we missed in the Liurnia. There's actually a graveyard with a bunch of rooms. When we go punch out Kaled and the 4 Belfries and all that shit, we'll go back and grab it. But there's like big poison flowers shooting a bunch of magic attitudes right under the party. It was something I meant to go back for when we were doing all the stuff over there. I was going to fit it in an episode because I ran out of time when we were by it. I just forgot to go back. But it's not really a big deal. But if I know I missed something, I'm going to call it out. So that's that side of Grace I was telling you guys about. I mean, look how close we're a little bit off. So from here, what we need to do is we need to get up top. So to do this, as I stated before, we're going to go behind the cliff, work our way around, then right over here is going to be a spirit spring. Actually, it's like right here. This puts you up. Now, as soon as you get up here, you have a fight with the ancient dragon, Landsax. That's the one you scared off when you first got to the abandoned coffin in Altus, right? So if you took out, you followed the walkthrough, you took out, what was his name? Yeah, Fortistax. This one's not as bad. There's no death blight, but it still has the big glaive attacks where it shoots down from the sky with a big lightning glaive. Lightning all over the place. You glow with lightning, start rolling around, you're going to get popped with it. There's a few undead on the way. We're not, you guys fight them if you want. I would like to save my resources to fight. But a lot of people say, bait the head like regular dragons. I think it's best to unlock. You don't stay locked on. That's where you kind of get fucked. But just target the legs. Target where the fuck you can. You know what I mean? Now, as soon as you get up here, I'd start buffing your character. Let's raise our damage as much as we possibly fucking can. So since the rest we have that, we use Flame Griffin Strength, we go Vow, then we're going to summon Mimic. For the recommended build, we have Mimic. Everybody else use what the hell you want, As soon as you see that sign, we're going to summon. He's going to come down like a bat out of hell if you're trying to avoid him. You need to quickly kill. You can try to get his head, but it's really, really difficult to do. I'm not saying you can't do it, it's really difficult. You have to come from underneath him this way. I hate this way. It's really cool. It's just such a pain to get to. I can hit his leg, but I always wanted to stagger these guys. I've never staggered. I told you guys before, 1,000 hours of the game, never once have staggered me. I don't know if it's possible. I assume so. I don't have the time to fuck off though. We gotta hit this guy over here. Oh, not good. Seal. Mana. God, I just might hit him once. Let's see what damage we do. She, rather, not he, she, being sick today. Okay, not bad. A little over 1,000. Because her buff wore off. Not to walk off. Bro, can we just hit her? That'd be different, wouldn't it? There you go. The first try, not bad, but yeah, she's a fucking difficult fight, guys. It's an ancient dragon, for God's sake. It does get you a pretty badass incantation. Landsoak Spring, Landsack, and so, I don't know how you say her name. Never did. Now, from here, right around this cliff, you can see you're up top now. Dude, you're not even a fucking enemy, brother. You're not even a fucking enemy. Chill. But you can see you're up top here. Now, right where this little cliff edge is, this is where we're going to solve our painting that we picked up from the Shaded Castle. So, as always, you're going to go where the artist sat when he painted the painting, right? So he was looking at the hero's grave. That's going to get you the art bow. Really cool, very unique item. Not that I'd probably use, but I think it's pretty cool having it, for sure. Because it's, just very, very unique. So as we go on down, take them out. You'll see your hero's grave, right? That's dead across over there. But if you guys want to put a marker over here on the left, there's going to be a church. We want to hit this first. Going to get you a cookbook. On top of that, it's also going to get you a few other things. Spell. Pretty cool buff spell. So right on top of the legs for the church, you're going to notice that there's quite a few runes. So we're going to pick those up in our graveyard here. Room 6. There's a lot of smaller ones too, but as you get later in the game, these are going to be, filled with much greater runes if you guys have not noticed. Don't you dare disappear. You weren't even supposed to aggro yet. So Asher Ward Lightning Ram lets you roll and do lightning damage like the little rams in the area do. It's actually pretty funny. Nothing I'd be entirely serious with, but it's not bad. Just lightning damage lets you put lightning affinity on weapons. Being around the capital, that's what it is. It's all faith, it's all lightning. So you're going to have two guys to the right and to the left as you go in. There's one. Not particularly challenging, but if you get caught off guard, you'll know about it. So Dragon Bolt Blessing, as mentioned, this is a buff. Alright, Sacred Tear. And we're good to go. So now we'll be heading for the Hero's Grave. All you gotta do for the Hero's Grave, though, guys, is just go straight out and follow around to the left. Now, this is the last thing we have planned for this episode, but damn near almost out of time already. Aside from that, we still have a boss to fight. So this boss, it's hardly a boss. It's a Black Knife Assassin. We fought a few of her. A few versions of this woman. This one's built different. She's using what's called Destined Death, which ties into the story big time. It comes from the Rune of Death. Not only does it do damage over time, it also will lock down a portion of your fucking health bar, guys. So, something to keep in mind. The good news is there's a few weapons that have it, so we can actually use this to our advantage. But as you see, she's not, not too challenging. Her moveset is wild, though, at times. You could also get backstabbed pretty easily. Oh. Guys, it's so delayed. There it is. Yeah, it's not that bad. Her moveset's wild. It's very erratic. A lot of delays in her moveset. There are things that are hard to read. But what's really cool is you actually just got her dagger. So similar to us having two shields that I like for the build, there's two daggers. Different reasons for having them. So Mazakord has that 140 critical modifier, so it's good to parry the enemy, switch to this to get a critical attack. Something we haven't really been doing because I haven't upgraded it yet, but when we do, that's the playstyle we'll, obviously want to use it for. But aside from that, this one is our other dagger we'll be switching to at points. Black Knife, somber weapon. It's going to be doing holy. It's going to be doing physical. It does have Destined Death on it. Blade of Death. Unleash the power of the Rune of Death to fire off a blade-like projectile. In addition to dealing immediate damage, the blade reduces the enemy's maximum health and continues to wear down health for a while. So, check this shit out. Watch this. Isn't that fucking cool? And what you do is, why it's so good for the recommended build especially, is because right at the start of a boss fight, you do that. You're locking down a portion of their health, you're doing damage over time, and all in all, you're just weakening them to make that fight even easier. So, I've said it once and said it 1,000 times. The only thing that holds you back in this game is your own creativity. Read item descriptions, find out what things do, use it to your advantage. I mean, because something's not for your build now, you might, especially in the first playthrough, end up respecking and, find something you really love. So looking at the time, I do believe we could do this, but it's going to be close. We're just going to have to, get through it, not fuck around. And you're almost maxed out on your Sacred Tears as well, guys. So before we go down, grab, look at that, 35, getting there. So first things first, we're going to go straight in and use the Stone Sword key here. There's one guy, he's a pushover. Now, this Hero's Grave does not have a chariot. Don't get too excited yet. There's still a gimmick involved with this place. But it's not the chariots. It's much easier once you know what's going on. So this is a note left by FromSoft. Shadow bathes in light and knows weakness. So there's going to be enemies here they look like a shadow. They're shadow versions of themselves. Now, with that, you can't hurt them. You'll swing right through them. They can hurt you. You cannot hurt them. So you have to find light and bring them into the light. Now, this path over here on the right, just ignore that for now. We'll get to it, but we're going to get to it from another way. So what you're going to do is just go straight on in. And we'll go to the underneath portion. Let's go get rid of these guys. Beautiful. So once we have them taken out, we'll go underneath. Get your glow work. And everybody's favorite. He's not honestly even worth a mention because as soon as you notice him, you just beat on him. You'll probably have him dead before he pops up. That's going to happen like 2 or 3 times going through here. So once you get all the way up, you're going to get your Grey Violet and smack. Now right up top is going to drop you to your next section. So if you were to roll off, this is the light right here. We're going to go right to the right. Now watch this too. Right when they get to the light, not only does it make them vulnerable, but also staggers them to pretty critical. Now if you were to go this way and keep following this around, this is going to bring you back to the start. So just to show this very briefly so no one thinks we're missing anything. So that's where we started from. That was, I said, don't go right, go straight. Otherwise, you would have missed that little area. So it doesn't really matter. Both areas bring you to the same location, right? But you would miss things at the end of the day. So now we know how to deal with these guys. We're going to keep on trucking and deal with them. So progression, if you would have dropped and went to the left-hand side, that's how you progress. So now from here, you're going to see your Shadow Bros. Drop down, them. Try to be quick about this before we get killed. He still has blood loss. You're so cool. I still do it. I know it's not there because, you know, I'm taking notes, but every time I see one of those, like, written notes on the ground, I still will check, even though I know someone's fucking with me. I mean, a game like this, just the size of it, no matter how many plays you've done, there's always a chance of missing something. But when it comes to the secrets, highly fucking doubt it. You know, I may have missed a row of fruit somewhere, sure. That's probably it. Either way, guys, so going out to the left is where we came from. We're going to go to the right. Now, as soon as you get into this room, there's going to be a weak spot on the floor. So don't step in it just yet, or you're going to miss this item. So go around right, left, doesn't matter. I'll typically go to the right-hand side. Now, there's nothing else going on. You'll see that from another route here in a minute. Nowhere else to go. We're going to go ahead and go down. Wait on them. Yep. Stagger. Clean these guys up. Almost out of time. I'm trying to fit all this in, so let's keep on trucking here. Oops. Nope, it doesn't fully connect. There it is. I thought it went all the way around. So what we're going to have to do is use this light for a very specific enemy. What's going to happen is there is no lever for the boss door here, so you have to bring a very specific enemy to that light and kill him, and he will act as the key. So similar to the Yarnia, what we got to do is wait on this trap, ride it up, get this ledge, fight these guys if he wants. So we just don't really have the time to fit all this in. What we want to do is run straight up top. Remember I told you there was a little ledge overlooking that room? That's right here, so not missing anything. You're such a pussy. Thank you, sir. Alright, so from here, save some time. Stone Sword Key, this is going to get you a talisman, so definitely want to use this one. Talisman's going to be right over to your right hand side, so let's grab that. Where's that little fucker? Yeah, there's a few guys. One shot, two hands. Dragon Crest Shield Talisman +1. You haven't even found the first version of that yet. Now what this does is it protects you from physical damage. Very nice utility. Utility talisman. Now, when we get the final version of it, I wouldn't go to the DLC without it. It's so good because it protects you from physical damage. Like, you'll take like 20-30% less damage. If there's a boss you're really struggling with, like Millennia, it's perfect for this type of, this type of fights. Then the final version of it is also a legendary talisman, so you do need it for first. Now from here, if you guys want to take these guys out, feel free to do so. What we're going to be doing, just follow us all the way around to the right. You're about to see a horse guy. We fought him before, not particularly dangerous. He's gonna have much health. But he is kind of annoying. Right here's your boss door. We're gonna ignore everything else. Right before your boss door, on the right hand side will be a laptop. Now this here is great on top of everything else. This has to be done for your platinum trophy. You get a legendary summons here, so you gotta do it, right? But as you see, it's really not that bad once you hear it. Remember I told you this would happen twice? There you go. That's your World Revenant. You have the heal incantation, that's a one-shot form. Now, if you proceed, you're going to notice this drops you back down. So that's the light. Remember I said there's a specific enemy we need to lead over there? He's right here. Now, behind him is some glowworts. So this guy is the Frenzied Duelist. You guys remember him from like Caleb and the start of the game in Catacomb. He can be a little brutal if you're not lining shit up properly. And you also got to make sure he's following you. We don't want him to de-aggro, but we do need to lead him where we want him to be. What we're gonna do while we're running. Oh, you know what's fucked up too? Since he's a shadow, he doesn't even have to worry about the traps. He can just run right through them. So, yeah, you see that? Look at that shit. Isn't that fucking cheating, bro? Oh god. Alright, so we're gonna lead him up to the light. I thought we got a first one to do, I guess not. So now the boss door has opened. And that's what I was saying. He acts as the key. This will happen a few times. You know what's crazy? On top of this, next episode we also have a hero's grave. But before we do the one in Altus, we have not seen a hero's grave start of the game. Then there's 3 back to back. I always thought that was wild. Like, why didn't you put one in the Urnia? The Urnia would have been a badass place for a hero's grave. Caled, even. You know, seems like a missed opportunity. They have 2 in Altus. Well, 1 in the capital, 1 in Altus, 1 in Mount Gelmir, which are all kind of the same area, you know. So moving forward, this next boss is going to be doing Frostbite. You fought the same boss before. Oh, you're not going to pull up a map, are you? Being a dick. I do want to talk about this because you haven't fought this enemy in a really long time. It's not really that bad. She uses a curved sword, short curved sword, Zamor. So, fuck, it's not letting me pull up my damn map. There's no one around. So, when we were in Weeping Peninsula, there was an Everjail towards the bottom of the map. And then we fought the Knight of Zamor. So, she had a curved sword. She did Frostbite. She almost moves around like a very fluid dance, even. And that's who the fight, you know, is with. We have fought her, but it's just been a really long time. She does frost, we do fire. Fire is the opposite. Don't let her get it off. Cool. Look at that. Help melt from that death. So dope. And with that, you're going to get a legendary summons Ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff. So that is another item for your platinum knocked off the list. And once we get deeper into the walkthrough, in fact, we'll do this shortly. Within a few episodes, we're going to start going over all of the items that you need and that you have for your platinum. Because when you read this, legendary action remains, right? Legendary summon. And if I would have went down to like all your summons, you're going to notice like different tiers. Like these are like basic ones and they get better as they go down. Then all of your legendaries are pretty much together. So, where's that start? Because there's so many more. But they're usually together. You see that? Legendary, legendary, legendary. So you got a few. So there's like 6 or 7. So you need legendary talismans, legendary weapons, legendary summons, legendary spells and incantations. Now some there's 6, some there's 7. I think one item there's 8. So I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure there's 6 or 7 legendary summons. That happens to be one of them. But either way, guys, with that wrapped up, that wraps up everything. That's what we did. We did a big loop around, starting from, you know, Outer Wall Phantom Tree. We knocked out that whole bottom area. We knocked out everything to this gate and then everything outside of this area. So we're going to jump back to Outer Wall Battleground. And then next episode, we're going to do the rest of the Outer Wall. So this is going to lead you up to, you know, catacombs and caves and all types of crazy shit. So that's going to be everything up top here. Then we're going to get all the way to the Capitol door. And once we end next episode, that's when we're doing our punch-out. Upper Caled, Moonlight Altar, the 4 Belfries, all of our Bell-Bearing Hunter fights, and just make sure everything is 100% done. So with that, we'll be able to, you know, go on into the capital and just push for the rest of the game. Nothing will be behind us. So, I mean, I'd say 4 episodes maybe, and we'll have all this done. Then we'll be ready to start working into the end game. So as always, I hope you guys are finding this guide useful. I hope you guys are still enjoying the game as much as me, and we will catch y'all back here shortly.